Hey guys, so I will release a new masterclass on CESAsamples.com. The masterclass will be available starting the 22nd of July. It's about 5 hours of a full mixing plus mastering session from a Raindrops remix, a new track from Raindrops. I will, during this masterclass, fix a couple of mistakes and I will explain every move I do, every decisions I will take, explain why I use this plugin, why I compress, why I clip, So I will mix completely the track and master at the end the track. I will show you right now how sounds the track before and after my process. Let me switch and show you actually how it sounds. So we are in FL Studio. So on the top, this is the song from Raindrops before the mixing and mastering I have done. So I will show you quickly how it sounds before and after my processing. So this is actually before. Alright, now I will show you after the processing I have matched the volume in LUFS, So no cheat here. So I will switch between the song, without and with my processing. Here we go again. Of course, here, the song is matched, with the volume of the song from Raindrops before the processing. Obviously, if I go to the normal value of the song, so it's already mixed and mastered for get a great loudness, at the end of the processing. So it's actually how it sounds comparing to the original track. Be careful with your ears. Alright, so this is actually how it sounds. So, once again, if you want to watch this masterclass, it's about 5 hours and you will learn a lot of tips, tricks, and how I mix and master my own songs into it. So this will be available starting the 22nd of July, Right now, I will show you 10 minutes of the video, of the masterclass for free on this video right after. If you are interested by this masterclass, the link, forget it, will be in the description below the video. So be sure to check it out and enjoy this free video about 10 minutes of this 5-hour masterclass with me, mixing and mastering the song from Raindrops. Enjoy. We have a lot of troubles with the peak and the phase. So I don't know what Raindrops have done. I think it's because of the filter and probably that he don't cut the kick. The end of the kick when the next one is playing, like, when you use a kick like fast, like you need to be sure that the length of your kick, is more shorter. Otherwise, the hand of the kick will continue to play when the next one is coming, it start to play. So you have the sub playing in the same time than the punch, Probably that's why. But we need to fix that. The problem is that he used in the stem some filter. And it will be a problem, but we will try something. So the first thing I would like to fix is kick and bass. So I would like to pick up the bass. Where is the bass? Okay, here. And I need to, mix kick and bass properly because it's like the foundation of the track in hands-up music. So now I would like to go like to the, let me check everything. Let's choose that moment, and let's try to fix the kick and the bass. So here is the kick bass. Okay. First thing I can see is like the kick have a lot of peak in the punch area, transient things. And it's a problem because more you have big peaks in the mix, less headroom you have to push into the limiter at the end of the process. So the first thing I would like to fix now is the kick by using a clipper. But before that, I need to check, if I need to EQ a bit differently, compress, or anything else. So first thing I will already try to check a bit with a clipper, and reduce the peak. For that, I will use inflator, but you can use whatever you want in each clipper you wish. And obviously on the master, I would like to open an oscilloscope because I would like to see the signal in real time. Let's put it in 1/4. Okay, and playing the kick. Okay, so it's actually the kick signal, and I will clip it. Sorry. So I will be careful with the volume. I will push and decrease. So be careful with your ears. All right. If I go more, we will start to lose bits of punch, the really the punch of it, because it's already clip a lot. It's already better, but obviously we need to fix a bit. So maybe with a compressor, or I can edit it myself. Let me check if I use like a compressor, what I can do with that. So first will be the clipper, then we can compress a bit. So basically I don't compress my kicks because they are nice, they are already mixed correctly and all that. But here I can see that if I go more in the clipper, it will be a problem. So I really need to compress a bit the kick before. So what I will check now is like the signal, play with the compressor, and the goal here is to the length, the sub will be a bit more louder. Okay, so let's try something. I think it will fix the problem. So here I'm very, I go very hard in the compressor. See, it's a bit too much, Okay, and the goal after it will be to clip it again for I have a proper, signal. So, all right. So in the second one, so I disable the effect in, because I want to be sure that it stay clean, because the effect will introduce more distortion and harmonics to it, and I don't want that here in that case. So let's check a bit. Be careful with the ears again. All right, like plus 10 dB and minus 10 dB. We can slightly hear a bit of distortion in the sub. So I can fix it with Herix. I can show you. So let me just check before and after, the volume of it. Okay, let's try with the bass. All right. The sub is more there, the sub is more there. So let me play a bit with that. Okay, I think I go a bit too much in the compressor. Let me check that. Maybe play with the release. Yeah, it will help. I can hereby, increase a bit the release time that the clipping in the sub is, is not there anymore. So it helps a bit. But we lose again the punch, so not the punch, the presence of the sub. So let me check a bit. Okay, what I will doing is like, I have on the other screen a plugin called Decibel from Process Audio. I will show you after, but I need to control like the sub volume now. Like I would like to have the same, so it's a bit more. So I would like to decrease a bit this. Let me check. Okay, I'm like, okay, it's nice. We lose a bit of the attack, right? Not too much, not too much. Okay, for figure out a bit the attack amount, we need to check in the context. All right, so let me check a bit. Okay. again the waveform, but we need to go a bit more into it. By oversampling it, it will, help to don't have this distortion in the sub also, and the look ahead will help also to keep that punchy. We'll lose so much punch with the compressor. All right, by doing that, I can hear that I lose a bit of the mids area, so I would like to increase a bit that. All right, so let's try. Something like that. Let's check a bit the highs. Something like that is fine. So now let's see like with and without the. Let's just check kick and bass alone, and obviously we need to fix the bass after that. But let's see the waveform. Oops. All right, so what we can see right here is like, obviously we need to, the bass is the length of the bass. That's why it's a bit, let me check. So basically what we can hear. And also because it's not always the same kick drums. I need to fix that, Wait. And it will be a big problem, but I mean, I need to fix all the kicks, replace all the kick with the main one, and I need to sample it. But just check. All right, so what we can see right here. The kick is a bit better, more punchy. We lose a bit the mids. But it's still there and more clear. And obviously, if we check with and without, with and without, the big peak, So we have the kick is more louder, but we have a less peak. So for going into the limiter at the end, we have more headroom, okay? And we need to think about that. All right, so okay. So right now, I would like to see a bit you know, like the stereo about this. The kick is completely mono. I can show you on the with decibel. So it's basically the plugin I use. Okay, we can hear that the whole signal is like mono. I would like to increase a bit the stereo in the mix for, you know, that help that the mix will be a bit more present in the kick itself, and in the mix the kick will be more, how to say in English, but it will be a bit more there, right into your face. So I just want to increase and create a bit of stereo in that kick in the mix area. So let me put that on the left screen and check again. Okay, so we have many ways to do that.